What if DNA isn't the only blueprint for life? What if somewhere in the cosmos, life operates on chemistry we've never imagined? In 1953, Watson and Crick proposed the double helix model, built on X-ray diffraction data from Rosalind Franklin and others. Ever since, we've believed DNA is the essence of life. But is that true? And here's where a crucial question emerges. If molecules other than DNA can store genetic information, what does the definition of life even mean? Today, let's explore genetic systems beyond DNA and the possibility of radically different life that might exist in the universe. By the end of this video, your answer to the fundamental question, what is life, will have shifted. Chapter 1. Genes beyond DNA. First, let's start with the basics, what DNA actually does. DNA is a code of genetic information written in 4 letters, A, G, C, T. These 4 bases encode all of DNA's genetic information. But why these 4? Why not 5 or 6? In fact, a 2019 study created Hachimoji DNA with 8 letters. This NASA-funded research demonstrated that DNA isn't limited to 4 letters. In 2012, a team led by Philip Holliger at the MRC Laboratory of Molecular Biology conducted a remarkable experiment. They synthesized XNA xenonucleic acids, artificial genetic material. XNA has a different chemical backbone from DNA, yet it can store and replicate genetic information just the same. In other words, molecules capable of carrying genetic information could exist beyond DNA. Even more striking is PNA, peptide nucleic acid. Proposed around 1991, it's a genetic molecule with a protein-based backbone. PNA can be more stable than DNA or RNA under certain conditions, such as resistance to nucleases. More recently, research has expanded DNA itself with additional letters, or redesigned the genetic code to incorporate new amino acids, pushing the boundaries of life's information systems. Consider this for a moment. It's hypothetical for now, but if molecules like PNA or XNA evolved on another planet, would we call that life? What these discoveries reveal is that DNA is not the only solution for life. It's simply one choice that life on Earth made. But here's where the real mystery begins. Let's examine the possibility that life without DNA could actually exist. Chapter 2. The bias of carbon chauvinism. We've seen possibilities beyond DNA. Now let's ask an even more fundamental question. Does life have to be made of carbon? All known life on Earth is carbon-based. But this may be what's called carbon chauvinism, a bias. A narrow view based on the only example we know. Consider silicon. Silicon belongs to group 14 of the periodic table, just like carbon. Meaning, it can form 4 bonds, just like carbon. Theoretically, silicon should be able to form complex molecules too. So why doesn't silicon-based life exist? The problem is that in oxidizing environments, silicon bonds very strongly with oxygen, forming stable solids like silicon dioxide. This makes respiration and excretion extremely difficult. It's hard to create the diverse, soluble backbones that carbon provides. But that's the story in Earth's environment. In low-temperature, oxygen-poor environments, silicon-based life might be possible. NASA scientists are focused on Titan, Saturn's moon. Titan's surface temperature is about 94 Kelvin, minus 179 degrees Celsius. Liquid methane seas stretch across its surface. In this frigid world, different chemical reactions might be possible. The leading hypothesis for Titan isn't silicon life per se, but rather how far low-temperature organic chemistry in liquid methane and other hydrocarbons can approach self-organization and evolution. NASA plans to send the rotorcraft lander Dragonfly to directly analyze the local chemistry in the 2030s. If something is found there, it might be a form of life we never imagined. And here's where a crucial question emerges. If we're trapped by Earth's chemistry, are we missing most of the life in the universe? We can only search for the forms of life we know. But life might be far more diverse. Astrobiologist Carl Sagan once said, "Our imagination is poorer than the universe's possibilities." We've seen possibilities beyond DNA and beyond carbon. Now let's consider what these discoveries mean for humanity. Let's explore what this reality means. Chapter 3. Rewriting the definition of life. So what is life? Scientists still don't have a clear answer to this question. Generally, life is said to have three characteristics: metabolism, reproduction, and evolution. But this definition assumes Earth-based life. For years, NASA has defined life as a self-sustaining chemical system capable of Darwinian evolution, using this as a guiding principle for exploration. This definition was proposed by Gerald Joyce and others in 1994 and has since become central to astrobiology. It's a broader definition that doesn't require DNA or carbon. If we adopt this definition, there may be far more diverse life in the universe than we imagine. Consider Europa, Jupiter's moon. Magnetic field observations and terrain data strongly suggest a global subsurface ocean beneath the ice shell. Hydrothermal vents are thought to exist there, rich in energy and chemical compounds. On Enceladus, Saturn's moon, the discovery of phosphorus, essential for life, in 2023 has raised expectations. This means all the elements essential for life are now present. If life exists on Europa or Enceladus, how similar would it be to life on Earth? Would it use DNA? Would it be carbon-based? We don't know. But if it uses completely different chemistry, would we even recognize it? And here's where a crucial question emerges. If life transcends our definitions, we might not be alone in the universe. But whether we can find it depends on our imagination. This is both a scientific problem and a philosophical one. The question of what life is also asks who we are. If we discover life beyond DNA, it would be the greatest discovery in human history. It would show we're not special, while also revealing that the universe is richer than we imagined. Can life exist without DNA? The answer is probably yes, and that discovery may be closer than we think. Let's organize what this exploration has revealed. Chapter 4. The World Revealed. Today, we've deeply explored the possibility of life beyond DNA. What we've seen is that life is more flexible and diverse than we imagined. DNA is not the only solution for life. Carbon is not the only option either. Let's summarize the world that's been revealed through today's exploration. First, DNA is not the only solution for life. Artificial genetic materials like XNA, PNA, and even Hachimoji DNA can store and replicate genetic information. This shows that molecules other than DNA could carry genetic information. Life on Earth simply chose DNA as one option. Second, we must move beyond carbon chauvinism. Chemistry in different solvents and at different temperatures is theoretically possible. We're too fixated on Earth's chemistry. Life using chemistry we can't imagine might exist in the universe. Third, the definition of life is expanding. NASA's self-sustaining chemical system capable of Darwinian evolution provides a broader perspective. If it's a chemical system that self-replicates and evolves, it's life. This definition could fundamentally transform the search for life in the universe. These three insights show that we still understand only a fraction of life's possibilities in the cosmos. Through this exploration, I've been deeply moved to think. The question of what life is goes deeper than science can answer. It's also about questioning the meaning of our own existence. If countless forms of life exist in the universe, we're just one of them. Yet perhaps what makes us special is that we can ask questions and explore. These discoveries teach us humility. We know nothing about the universe, but that's exactly why it's worth exploring. Finally, I want to ask you, if tomorrow NASA announced the discovery of life using completely different chemistry on Europa or Enceladus, how would that change our worldview? And if life transcends our definitions, are we truly alone in the universe? These questions don't have answers yet, but continuing to ask them moves us forward. Science isn't about answers. It's a process of generating better questions. After watching this video, when you return to daily life, I want you to be slightly more aware. When you look up at the night sky, imagine life using completely different chemistry that might exist beyond the stars. And ask yourself, what is life? The life we know might be just a fraction of the universe's possibilities. But by exploring those possibilities, we can understand ourselves more deeply. Share your insights in the comments. Your questions drive this channel forward. Thank you for joining me on this intellectual journey to the very end. On this channel, we continue exploring the cosmos, consciousness, and the nature of existence. From the possibility of life beyond DNA to the mysteries of quantum mechanics and the hard problem of consciousness, we keep asking questions at the boundary of science and philosophy. If you want to change how you see the world, subscribe and turn on notifications. Next time, I have another exploration ready to challenge your perceptions. Until then, see you next time.